Hi there, thank you for joining me on FernCrafts. I'm Christine and I welcome you to my channel. I have some lovely blooms to share with you. As promised, I've shared this Oncidium Twinkle with you in bud, and now she is blooming. And not all of her spikes have opened. Like you can see, that one there is yet to open. There's one in the back as well. It's not open, but these lovely light salmon pink blooms are really pretty, and it is fragrant. Oncidium Twinkles, most of them that I know are fragrant, and they all have a very sweet smell to it, if I can say it like that. And some are a little stronger than others. So here it is. The bulbs are looking very lovely and plump, which I like. I've got a new humidifier in the grow space, and yeah, it is really helping with keeping the moisture level up in that room, because the room is a little tiny, and I have a little fan going on as well, so there is airflow, and yeah, the humidifier does help. So there are the blooms, and now let me share with you what I got for my husband for Valentine's. These guys. There, if I pan out a little bit. A whole bunch of other orchids, and yes, I had been to the orchid show last week, and he had enabled me to pick up all of these orchids, and they are really just to some of them I've been interested in for a while, and some that I just had to replenish into my collection because I've sadly lost them over the last year. And so here we bring you into another Oncidium Twinkle, and this one is just for the color. The blooms are dying out. It's towards the end. You can see there it's starting to fade, but let me see if this label is correct, because I got it from the same grower, and yeah, all it says is Oncidium Twinkle, and it's pink. So I will have to make it a little more detail to say that this is a true pink, and the other one is a salmon pink. So there you go, folks. That's the first. It's Oncidium Twinkle, and she is so fragrant. Very much stronger scent than my previous Oncidium or the other one. And yeah, I definitely like this color as well. I was eyeing another Oncidium there, which was almost like a dark red, because I've seen Roger have I think it's a cinnamon, he calls it, Oncidium Twinkle Cinnamon, and it was a darker red, but the plant was so small, and it didn't look that good, and it was for the same price. So I went with this one where it was fully bloomed, and that one only had one spike on it. So yeah, went for the biggest bang on the buck. Yeah, that's the first. That's my Oncidium Twinkle. And let's start off on this end here. This is the next. This is one that I have seen a lot of you have, and I've been eyeing it and wanting it. It is Dendrobium speciosum, and this is the variation Grandiflora, and it's called Big Yellow crossed with itself. So yeah, it's a smaller orchid, but I hope to understand it well enough to look after it till it is a little larger. I think it's close to, this is not a seedling. I was told it's almost a blooming size, but not a seedling. I got it from H&R Nurseries. Okay, so I think it was one of the sellers that had some orchids from H&R Nurseries. I don't know if they had a booth there themselves. This is one that looks a little terrible, but it just needs a clean up, I promise. And the canes are looking a little tired at this point because they've not been watered since I brought it. Qinghua orchids, and from Taiwan. And this is Dendrobium hibiki. I had a Dendrobium hibiki. It did wonderful for me. I almost neglected the plant because I knew that the blooms will last forever and ever. They're tiny. It's a smaller plant, but once I lost it, I knew I missed it so much and I wanted another one. So here I went and got one that was blooming, definitely. And yeah, I can't wait. I think there was a few more blooms. Some of it has fallen off, obviously, but I'll enjoy at least these ones for now and give the plant a good cleanup because it definitely needs it. So that's the next one. And then the next one is Brassica Rex, and this one is Goliath. I'll pop the pictures up in the corner so you can see them as I do the videos for the ones that don't have blooms. Yes, it is just a nice looking plant. It's got some good roots, a little bit of a damaged root there that is still trying. And yeah, I just picked up something that I know will work for me. And brassicas are easy enough to look after, and I love the pseudobulbs if nothing else. So there you go, Brassica Rex, Goliath. And then the next one, this is really one that I've had but never had a rebloom on. And let me just take it out of the plastic. Okay, so to start off with the name, it's not much. I don't know what that means. It's 10M234 PAF. It's probably their own code. This is one of my favorite growers, Crystal Star Nursery here in Ontario. And so it's the Impulse crossed with Pulsar, and it's a Paphiopedilum. And of course, we all love the blooms. So here I got one in bud, and can't wait to see it. I believe it's going to be a dark red and pink in its because they did have one in flower, and that's why I picked this, and hopefully I picked the right one. The leaves are mottled, which I like. It's very healthy looking and shiny leaves. Now let me just show you another one that I got. It's also a Paphiopedilum, and this one the label just says Paphiopedilum hybrid, and that's all it is. There's nothing on the back. And this is from Tsinghua, again, from Taiwan. And that one I really can't wait to have open as well. So I will share the blooms with you when they do open. This one I'm a little worried because the leaves have been trimmed to look pretty. So hopefully that there is nothing more to it than that. Maybe in transport or, you know, just some drying out of the leaves or anything. But I do see a new leaf coming through, and hopefully that's a good sign. So I'm just trying out Paphiopedilums. I've been away from them for a while because right in the beginning, when I started going out to these shows a few years ago, about five or 6 years ago, I got them, and then I was never able to rebloom them, and they either didn't do much or died, and I'm just left with one right now. But recently I've been watching SOOS Orchids. It's a lovely channel. If you haven't seen it already, I can't imagine who hasn't, but go check it out. And he is an expert on Paphiopedilums and Phragmipediums. So here is one I've picked up. I don't know if Ed will watch this video, but Ed, you're going to have to walk me through on how to look after them again. So here's one I picked, and he advised me to pick up a large, like a mature plant rather than a small one, because it's a lot more work and effort to bring them up than to look after them once they're at a mature stage. So here is Fred Wright, that is Lindsay Lamb, crossed with Wallisii, and I will pop the picture up on the side so you can see what it looks like. I was just looking for a mature plant that looked that had a few fans, and this one I believe has three fans, 1, 2, 3. And right now it's looking just a little tired because I know that they like to be watered 2 to 3 days apart from each watering. So not to keep them in standing water, to repeat some of Ed's instructions to me, not to keep them in standing water, but to make sure that they are well watered, and they actually like running water, and their water, the quality of the water that you give Phragmipediums and Paphiopedilums are to be the best that you can. So I went out and got a distiller, a water distiller, and I thought it would be twofold, one for my orchids, because I've been buying bottled water or mineral water in the very large bottles for my orchids for a while now, and instead of that, if we had a distiller, that we could use it as our drinking water as well. And so that's what I've done. And yes, I will keep you updated on how it works for my orchids. So here's the little haul that I have. Thank you very, very much to my husband, who will probably not watch this video, but he is an enabler. He really is. And I was able to shop a little bit at the orchid show unexpectedly, and I thank him for that. So I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend and you're enjoying your orchids. February is a funny month where it is the coldest here for us here in Toronto and Canada. However, it is also the time when orchids start growing and just showing signs of hope that the winter will end soon with lovely blooms like these. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. For those of you who haven't done so already, do subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a video. And until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye-bye.